We're going to take a look at Governor Andrew Cuomo's address to the people on June 2nd, right after the unrest arising out of the protests that happened with the George Floyd murder. And I think, as we'll see, Cuomo is trying to use his authority to quell some fears that people might have about just the level of unrest that we had seen that night before on June 1st. And he's using his authority. He's got a very somber tone. He's citing very specific hard facts. And I think he kind of goes a little bit overboard in doing so. And he really questions the efficacy of the NYPD and Mayor de Blasio in a way that I don't think was constructive. But we can analyze that, and you can make your own judgments.
The facts of the New York City situation are this. The mayor of New York City says he doesn't need the National Guard and he doesn't think they would be helpful. And he can do it with the NYPD. First, the NYPD and the mayor did not do their job last night.
In the first 30 seconds of the address, we see Cuomo come right out of the gate in a very, very authoritative, somber, deliberate tone. His voice is slow and methodical. And almost immediately, he criticizes the job that the NYPD did and Mayor de Blasio. And he says, they didn't do their jobs. And while I understand the governor's point was to assure people, hey, there's someone in charge here. There's someone who feels your pain, who understands that what's going on is very dangerous and scary to you. But I don't think he should have addressed the mayor and the NYPD that way. He didn't use any humility. He comes at it in a very condescending way. And I think that if he wants the governor and the NYPD to react to him in a way that's going to improve their performance, then this wasn't the way to go about it. Cuomo, right after that, starts reciting this one fact about how the NYPD is the largest police force in the country, 38,000 members. And I think he does this also in a way to show his authority and to show that he knows the facts and to assure the people. But again, he's doing it in a way that's denigrating both the entirety of the police force and the mayor.
You have 38,000 NYPD people. It is the largest police department in the United States of America. Use 38,000 people and protect property.
He's trying to be the one person in the room in the state government that's saying, I've got this. Somebody here understands the situation. But he's trying to thread a very fine needle here in that he's respecting the protesters, but not allowing the looting and the violence. He's trying to give people a sense, I understand your frustration, those of you who are protesting, and those of you who are scared at what you've seen in the streets and in what's happening to businesses, I hear you as well. But again, he does it in a way that I think is a little condescending, unnecessarily so, in order to show his authority. And for that, he didn't need to do it, and he didn't need to alienate the people that may have made a mistake, but didn't necessarily do it with any willful intent.
Look at the videos. It was a disgrace. I believe that. I believe the mayor underestimates the scope of the problem. I think he underestimates the duration of the problem.
Cuomo, at the end of this part of the speech, he talks about how this is a glass of water. It's not a glass of milk. Facts are facts. And he does it in a very condescending way, which is kind of ironic because his original criticism of the mayor and the NYPD is that I believe they didn't do their job. They may not have done their job, but that's an opinion. It's not a fact.
I don't think they've used enough police to address the situation because it's inarguable, but that it was not addressed last night, right? So, facts, okay? This is a glass of water. This is not a glass of milk. It's a fact. There's still facts in life.
In the final analysis, notwithstanding my personal criticism of the way the governor spoke that day, he has been very well received, and for good reason. And I think that even with that unfair criticism and condescension, he got a bit of a pass because he has shown great leadership. He's shown a lot of personal vulnerability. He's in it with us in terms of how he's feeling about the pandemic and what his mother's going through and his brother and him personally. And I think that because he had that equity built up with his own vulnerability, I think we can kind of go along with his frustration and go along with his condescending attitude and give him a bit of a pass here.